up, Cinema Shogun here, and for the first time in a long time, I actually woke up to some good news this morning. Carlee Russell has been found. And I use the word found, but technically no one really found her. From what is being reported, she just kind of showed up at her family's house and knocked on the door last night. It's being reported that she just got dropped off at home. But to be fair, the details surrounding how all of that went down are kind of cloudy as well. I see official reports that she got dropped off home, but we do know that something was going down at the Red Roof Inn last night. One of Carlee's family members denies that anything happened at the Red Roof Inn. They denied that they went to the Red Roof Inn. Then again, I kind of question who is really related to these people in these cases, because you always have family members speaking out that sometimes turn out to not actually be family. But we heard about something going down at the Red Roof Inn. The family denies it. Some people seem to believe that there was a call that made the family leave the house, so they went to the Red Roof Inn, and then in the process, Carlee started making her way home. I don't know, but the official reports suggest that she was just dropped off at her house. Now, I am very happy that Carlee's alive. No matter what happened here, best case scenario is that Carlee's alive. Regardless if she got kidnapped, if this is some type of mental health episode, or if this was a hoax, regardless of what it could be, I'm just happy that she's alive. 9 times out of 10, that is not the case. As someone that reports on missing people and true crime every so often, I can tell you that usually we do not have endings like this one. So I am very happy that she is alive. However, I do have questions. And everyone else has questions as well. When you involve so many people in a missing persons case, it's a good thing. You want to get as many eyes on a missing persons case as possible, right? But much like everything else in life, it can be a double-edged sword. The more eyes you have on a case, the more questions you're going to have as well. And, I do think that some people are asking some much-needed questions here. Don't get me wrong. We've talked about a lot of these bad actors in the true crime community. I know just as well as anyone, and my viewers here know that I know this. I know that there are a lot of bad actors. They attach themselves to these stories. They automatically think the worst of people. They accuse people of all types of wild stuff. They enter into these situations not because they care, but because they like drama and spreading nonsense. So I understand that. But just because we have these bad actors that go to such an extreme to just be down low, dirty people and spread nonsense in these type of cases doesn't mean that we have to take it to the extreme and try to shut down anyone who is asking healthy questions. Because there are just some common sense questions here that I do believe people need to ask. And like I was saying on Twitter, follow me on Twitter if you haven't already, I'm not entitled to have my questions answered when it comes to this case. No one owes me that. Carlee's family, law enforcement, they are not obligated to answer my questions. However, people that live in that community, people who live around Carlee, people who live around where Carlee went missing, they do deserve some answers. I'm not saying that law enforcement or Carlee's family or anyone needs to come out and just tell them everything that's going down, because a lot of it may not be their business, but it is their business if there's human traffickers on the loose. If there's kidnappers on the loose in their neighborhood, they have a right to know. If there's people out here kidnapping people right by where you live, you would want to know, is this true or not? Right? So while I understand that we have to approach these situations with a certain level of sensitivity, we also have to approach these situations logically. Because at the end of the day, we know Carlee is safe now, right? So we got that part out of the way. But what about the child? What about the fact that there may be criminals on the loose who may pose a threat to other people in the area? Those are questions that we need answered. We know Carlee is safe, but now that we know she's safe, I think people want to make sure that this baby was safe, if it ever existed. People want to know if they're safe, if their kids are safe, if their family members are safe. Because right now, everything's hanging up in the air, and right now, it seems as if there's a missing child on the loose, wandering around the side of the road being used as bait to kidnap women, and then there's a group of human traffickers that are using a child as bait to kidnap women. Therefore, I do believe that in this situation, people deserve answers. Every case presents a unique set of circumstances. And when I look at most cases and we get to the point where it seems like the case is kind of solved and people are still asking nonsense questions, I get aggravated. So I understand where people are coming from. But wanting to know about this child and whoever did this to Carlee, that's not nonsensical. That is actually very important. I mean, we know Carlee is safe. Now we need to prevent anything like this from happening to someone else. And of course, naturally, people are going to ask about the child. So I do believe that this case, it presents a unique set of circumstances that does require a few questions being answered. So while I understand that we need to just wait for the details, and trust me, I can patiently wait for the details to come out, you have to think about it like this. If we are to believe Carlee, and if what she said was true, then there is a missing child out here on the loose. Is a 3 or 4-year-old toddler going to patiently wait for the details to come out about this case? You know what I mean? Like, if there's a toddler on the side of the road somewhere, is that toddler going to wait for the details to come out about this case before trying to cross the street and getting hit by a car? If there's a child out there being used as bait from bad people, are those bad people going to wait to harm the child? Are they going to patiently wait for the details to come out before they do something to that kid? If there really is a group of people out here kidnapping women on the side of busy highways, are they going to sit back and just patiently wait? Like, hey, we got to wait for the details of this Carlee case to come out before we go kidnap another woman. No, that's not reality. That's not how life works. So in this case, if we're believing what Carlee said, then Carlee's not the only victim here. So while I am happy that Carlee was found, we can't just be like, oh, Carlee's found, nothing else to see here, let's move on. No, because supposedly there is a child involved. And it seems like everyone forgot about the freaking child that's involved. Well, not everyone, but everyone that wants you to stop asking questions like, what about the kid? What about if someone is actually out here using children as bait to kidnap women on the side of busy highways, then what makes you think that they're not bold enough to strike again? Do you really think that they're going to patiently wait? We don't want to be insensitive. Let's wait for the details of the Carlee case to come out before we kidnap anyone else. That's not how life works. So while I understand it's important to be sensitive when approaching these situations, understand that the type of people that we are supposedly dealing with, they're not sensitive at all. They don't care about your sensitivity. They don't care about approaching these situations with care. So I understand the importance of trying to be careful with how you approach these stories, and I try to be careful as well. But in situations like this, you kind of gotta, you kind of gotta be less sensitive. And I hate saying that, but that's the reality, because if we're to believe Carlee, then we're up against someone that are a group of people who are really evil, who are out there on the loose. No one's looking for them. I guess no one's looking for this child, supposedly. So what in the hell is really going on? I mean, things may change by the time you're watching this video, but at the time of this recording, Law enforcement hasn't let the public know that there's a threat to the public out here. There's no reports of a missing child. There's no Amber Alert. There's no search for this kid that Carlee supposedly saw. We have no description of the suspect or the suspects that may have been involved in kidnapping Carlee. We don't know about what car was used to drop Carlee off back at her house. We don't know anything. And yes, I think those are important details. If something really bad actually happened to Carlee, then just because she pops up at home safely doesn't mean that we forget that someone is out here that did these things to her. It's like, oh, we're supposed to just throw all of that to the wind. Don't worry about suspects. Don't worry about who dropped her off. Don't worry about the child. Don't worry about anything because it's insensitive. You aren't allowed to ask these questions. I wonder why. It seems like, I'm not even going to take it there. I'm not even going to take it there. Now, I'm not here. Once again, I'm not here to tell you this is a hoax. We have no clue what happened. All I'm saying is that it's kind of dangerous to try to shut people down when they're asking important questions. And if I lived in that area, I would damn sure like to know what in the hell is going on in my backyard. I would damn sure like to know before I step out the house that day if there is a bunch of bad people around here kidnapping women on the side of the road. I think that is very important for people to know. You know what I mean? Yet there's nothing. Nothing from law enforcement, nothing from anyone. And anyone who is asking questions, they're kind of getting attacked and they're labeled this, they're labeled that. And listen, I've seen people online already spreading wild theories and being really mean towards the situation. That is not necessary. That is not necessary. I don't think that we should be here speculating on, certain things, but we should be here asking healthy questions to ensure that no one else gets hurt. No one else gets kidnapped. And of course people want to make sure about the baby. It's always going to come back around to the baby. Now, last night, I told you all that something felt off about the traffic cam footage. The footage is really grainy. You do see someone get out of the vehicle. Was it her? Was it someone else? I don't know. Supposedly, from my understanding, the traffic cam footage we see aligns with the time that she was supposedly on the phone with her sister-in-law and all of that good stuff. Now, in the traffic cam footage, you don't see, and you get to watch. If you haven't already, go check out my past video. You see the whole thing play out. From the time she pulls to the side of the road to the time law enforcement gets there. It all happens within like 4 minutes. You never see anyone pull up to Carlee's vehicle. You don't see anyone pull Carlee into their vehicle. You don't see any of that. The footage is grainy, so you can't really tell. But in the footage, you definitely don't see a little kid on the side of the road. You don't see what appears to be a struggle on the side of the road. Mind you, the whole time, traffic is just coming by. The whole entire time. No one reported seeing a kid. There's one story out there that maybe Carlee was seen with some light-skinned dude or something along those lines in a gray vehicle. But we know from the footage that didn't happen. I mean, at least the gray vehicle did not pull up on Carlee. We know that for a fact. So, in the footage, although it's grainy, I can't make out a child. I can't make out a struggle. There's definitely no cars pulling up. So the footage was already weird, okay? The footage was already weird. I told you all that I felt like it was kind of off. But then again, I have to be respectful with how I approach these stories. Sometimes I may feel something or I may think something, but it's not always appropriate for me to say it. But when you really think about the grand scheme of things, if bad people were out here using a child as bait to kidnap a woman on the side of the road, how would they know who was going to stop? Now, I do know that these traffickers, they most definitely use kids as bait. We know that. It's happened in the past. It continues to happen to this day. But you really have to think about it. Trying to use a child as bait on the side of a busy road, you are gambling with your freedom. You're gambling with your life. you are bound to get caught because you don't know who's going to stop. Look at that road. How would the person know that a trucker isn't going to stop? You know, if there really is a kidnapper waiting in the bushes using a child as bait, how would they know that a 350-pound big-ass trucker wasn't going to get out and see the kid? And then their whole plan be ruined. How would they know that law enforcement doesn't stop and see the kid? And then their whole plan be ruined. They would have no way of knowing that a woman, a vulnerable woman, was going to be the one to stop. Which I told you all last night. That's how we know that at the very least, I don't think this was targeted. It's not like someone's I'm going to put this baby right here and I'm going to patiently wait because I know Carlee's going to come by and pull over for the baby and then I'm going to snatch her. You know, that's stupid. That's not logical. Okay? So if Carlee was kidnapped, it was totally random. But even at that, and you know, you can't really put yourself in the shoes of someone that would do something this heinous and evil, but logically thinking, it may not be the best plan, you know, because you never know who's going to pull over on the side of the road, right? So the traffic cam footage, it was really off to me. And I told you all that before we knew what we know now. I obviously have a lot of questions. I obviously have a lot of thoughts. I don't want to say too much, but I don't want to say too little. I'm not here to say that this is a hoax. I don't know what it is. I'm not blaming Carlee for creating a hoax. I don't know the details about what happened here. All I know is that there are just at least 2 or 3 important questions that really need to be answered. And once those questions are answered, personally, I'm out of it. And I think a lot of other people will be as well. But Carlee's boyfriend did post on social media today, and here is what he had to say. I want you all to let me know how you feel about this. I don't even know how to start off this post, but to only say thank you to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for saving my girlfriend's life. Also, thank you to everyone who shared a picture, came out to the Hoover Met to help us with the search parties, and who went and proceeded to tell other people about Carlee to bring awareness to her story. I have been going nonstop since I received the call that she was missing on Thursday night. I know she would have done the same for me. So I wasn't going to give up until I saw her face again. I was straight tunnel vision. Even when I would get on social media on my downtime and see some of the false allegations and assumptions about me having to do something or having something to do with her abduction would have me discouraged at times. But I didn't give up and I kept faith. I just want to thank all of my family, friends, former teammates, and church members who called or texted me just to let me know they're praying and here for me. You guys don't know how much that meant to me. All I ask from everyone right now is to be respectful of Carlee's situation. She was literally fighting for her life for 48 hours. So until she's physically and mentally stable again, she is not able to give any updates or whereabouts on her kidnapper at this very moment. I also want to thank the people on social media who has been understanding and respectful about what she's been through in these past few days. Once again, I can't thank you guys enough for helping us bring Carlee home. God bless you all. So, from what this guy is saying, from what Carlee's boyfriend is saying, Carlee was fighting for her life for 48 hours, and I'm guessing she managed to escape her kidnapper. Or, from the report, she got dropped off, I guess, by her kidnapper, by her house. And as of right now, she's not ready to talk. As of right now, she's not mentally in the position to where she's ready to reveal who her kidnapper is or what her kidnapper looked like or where her kidnapper took her or any of those details. That's what Carlee's boyfriend has to say. So, at this point, we're just going to have to roll with that. I know that a lot of you are probably feeling like I'm feeling right now. But I think the best thing to do is to just wait. Because the truth shall come to the light, whatever that truth may be. But in the meantime, now that Carlee is situated, now that we know Carlee is safe, I hate that anything happened to Carlee. But if this is true, then I think law enforcement needs to do their job and let the public know that there's a kidnapper on the loose out here. If this is true, I understand that Carlee has to talk on her own time, but hopefully Carlee can reach a mental space where she realizes that it's very important to reveal whatever information she can in order to protect the next woman, in order to ensure that this does not happen to someone else. And hopefully, we could get down to the bottom of where that child is, if that child even exists. So, with all of that being said, I will continue to keep an eye on this situation. Let me know how you feel about all of this down in the comments below. Hit that thumbs up button while you're down there. Subscribe if you haven't already. Make sure you ring that notification bell so you can be notified of my next upload. And I guess I'll be talking to you all in the next video.